Hey crafty family, it's me. I'm here. I have just some things to show you and to talk about. I have a little bit of frequently asked questions that have been asked that I thought I'd answer here. First of all, I want to show you this little journal that I've been working in that I made. I think I showed you the journal, but I didn't show you anything that I did inside of it yet. It has this little doodaddy thing to close it with, and I started working in it, and this is what I've got so far. I made this cute little tag, and if you could see, it's like got a stamp on there. It says getaway. Little tag. It's got a little pocket. What I'm using this for is like a junk journal. Well, it's obviously a junk journal, but I'm using it for like magazine clippings and just playing around. I'm going to put lots of glitter into it. I want it to be really glitzy. Let me zoom you in just a little because I always forget to do that so you could see. But, you know, like I made these little embellishments, and I made this little pocket, and the pocket obviously is for my tag. I made a little butterfly. And then I made this wonky little page where it's got these two triangles with butterflies on the end that flip open, and there's book page there, which I'm actually going to decorate that yet. And then I open this page and I put texture paste and sprays, and I think that came out so badass. It's like all sparkly and it looks like snakeskin. I used one of my Deco Arts stencils, and then here it says nailing it. That was a magazine clip out, and then I put glitter glue over top of the words, so it's kind of hard to see, but it says nailing it, like nailing it. And I'm going to put other things on that page, but that's the only pages I've done so far, and I've obviously got all of these to play with. So I just wanted to show you that really quick, and then this other tag I made, which is probably going to go in this journal as well, maybe in the back or something. But I made that tag, and I think it came out so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I basically just took a tag, like a cardstock tag, and I painted it with like a pink and white different paints in the background. And then I took another Deco Art stencil. It was like the daisies or whatever. And I put texture paste, and then I threw glitter on top of it. And then I put these little chipboard pieces on here, and I made this little chipboard little curtain, and I put some ribbon and I bunched it up, and I cut that out of a magazine. It says be unique, put glossy accents on it. This little picture, my friend Angela Holt, some of you guys know her, she gave me some digitals to play with, and I did that with her digitals. I was just messing around with them because I'm actually going to do projects with her digital downloads. I'm just trying to get it, we're trying to fix the because I don't know whether it was Facebook. She was trying to give it to me through, and it kind of screwed the pictures up. So we have to fix that. But I was only able to print it out really teeny tiny. So, but for just playing around with, this is, that's what I came up with, just playing around with that for now. But I'm going to do some Christmas crafts with her digital downloads in the very near future. So I just wanted to play with it and see how it would work out. And I think this came out really cute. And I love it. It's so adorable. Anyway, so that's what I did today. And then I also have some frequently asked questions that I thought I would, just a couple. I've been asked a lot about sealing your journal pages and sealing like your book pages if you work in a book. Like some people like to work like directly on dictionary pages. I've gotten a lot of questions about people working in Bibles, doing journaling in old Bibles and stuff, and they will call me. They will email me and ask me what the best thing is to seal it. And I'm going to tell you the best thing to use to seal your pages, not Mod Podge, not even a spray, okay? And, well, a spray in some cases. If you're using chalk pastels or something that is smudgy, like a chalk pastel or something like that, where it's chalky, I guess, or, whatever, you're going to want to use, do a quick light spray of a clear acrylic, and use a matte, unless you want it to look glossy, but use a matte and go over it. But then on top of that, after it's dry, the best thing to use is clear gesso. I cannot stress that enough. Clear gesso is the best thing to seal your pages with because it will not stick together because it has that calcium carbonate in it, and it adds a little bit of tooth so that they won't stick together. So there's no sticking. And, you know, the tooth is not enough where it's like sandpaper, but it's enough where it won't stick your pages together. And so that is the best thing to seal your pages with. Of course, if you have chalk pastels, because of the fact that when you put clear gesso on, you got to use a brush or something. That's why I said throw a quick coat of clear acrylic on it. Then let that dry, put the clear gesso over it, you're good to go. So that's the way I suggest sealing any kind of journal pages or any kind of pages that are going to be up against other pages that you don't want to stick together. And then of course let them dry thoroughly, use a heat gun, whatever, and then you should be good to go. So that was one of the questions that I get asked a lot. Also, I had mentioned in my video where I teach you how to make the gesso that I sell gesso, and I do, but I had run out of my supplies and I haven't been able to get them. So I get a lot of emails about that because I was selling it for a while, but I like totally ran out of my supplies, and it'll probably be another month before I can get some more supplies. So if you're one of the people that had emailed me, or if I, for some reason, because my emails got backed up when I was sick. So if you're one of the people that was asking about that, and if I didn't get back to you right away, give me about a month and try emailing me again if you want some of my gesso, and I'll be able to probably do it. But right now I don't have the supplies to make it, so that's why I'm not selling it right at this current split second. But like by the end of December, beginning of January, I should be back to selling the gesso again. I do clear gesso, regular white gesso, black gesso, any color gesso you want. I also do modeling paste, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Also, I get asked a lot also what my favorite crafty YouTubers are. And so rather than keep writing it down, but people will say, oh, you know, who do you suggest? What are good YouTubers? Here's just the people that I like to watch. Now, first one is Jennibellie. She's the one that got me into art journaling in the first place and any kind of journaling type of thing. Jennibellie is fantastic. Unfortunately, she doesn't post as much as she used to because she does a lot more online classes, and she's got like a whole website with online classes and stuff like that. I wish she did a lot more of her YouTube like she used to. But Jennibellie is one of my favorites. Shannon Green, love you, girl. You're definitely one of my favorites. You crack me up. I love how you just get in there and do crap, and you're just like, hey, let's try this. Right? I love her. She's hilarious. I also love Xannaru, Anna. Her name is Anna, and it's spelled XANNARO1, I think. And she's I believe she's a design team for Graphic 45, and of course you all know I love Graphic 45 to death, and she's awesome. I just love, I could never do what she does. Like, oh my god, the amazing things that this woman does with Graphic 45 paper, incredible. So she's one of my favorites. Also, Sandi Walters, girl, you know you're one of my favorites. Shemi Dixon, girl, you know you're one of my favorites. And also Sarah, My Serenity Crafts. I love watching her. She does awesome like tile work and clay with clay tiles and stuff like that. So those are my favorite YouTubers. I'll try to remember in my head to put a link to all of them below so you can check them out. But I have a tendency to forget to do that. But I'm going to try to remember. And if I don't remember right away, I'll go back and edit it because I do that too. And also, I was like thinking that I wanted to share my Christmas wishes, like my Christmas wish list. And I thought we'd all share our Christmas wish list. I thought it would be fun to do that. And then I came up with this idea, and I thought, well, it would be cool if we could somehow, like for just my subscribers, do like a Christmas wish list exchange type of thing. I don't know if this would work. Maybe. I don't know. So I'm thinking that maybe, like, if let's say for instance, you know, like you guys want to, hold on, Shut up. So I'm thinking, like, if you want to, like, if we can do a, Pink Poodle Craft subscriber Christmas gift exchange, pay it forward, secret kind of semi-secret Santa. And here's how I'm thinking it would work. What we could do is, like, because I was just going to do a thing where we just be like, everybody post what your Christmas wish list for crafting is this year in the comments, and just for ha-has and fun, like, what does everybody wish for Christmas? Because it's like a month from Christmas. And then I thought, well, what would be cool is if people, like, my subscribers, the crafty family, you guys, if everybody listed like 5 to 8 things that are like under $20, like things that are, whatever. And who knows, maybe some of you guys can pick one thing off of each other's lists, ask each other for your addresses, and maybe send something to somebody. Would that be weird, or am I thinking like crazy? I just thought it would be cool. Like, you can go down the comments and maybe you have it already in your stash. Maybe you have a brand new bottle, like I do, of like this Glimmer Mist spray, and maybe you have a double of it and you're like, oh, that person likes Glimmer Mist, let me send this to them. Or if you want to, I mean, you could buy stuff, but you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, what if somebody has something in their stash already that somebody else would have on their Christmas list? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be general things like, oh, I like stamps, I like lace, I like paper, I like, whatever, just small things, and, you could put general things, or you could put specific things just in case somebody might want to do it. And then if you see something, if you're going down and you see something that somebody wants that you have or you can get for them, you can contact them. If everybody puts their email address, you can contact them and be like, what's your address? I'm going to send you a gift from your list. Wouldn't that be kind of cool, though? I mean, that would be awesome. I don't know. What do you think? I thought maybe if we did that, we can do, it could be something that's used but still usable. Like, let's say somebody wants a crocodile, and you have an extra crocodile that you used, but, you don't need it anymore. And somebody says, I want a crocodile. Even if it's used, it can be like used or new. As long as if it's used, it's not like used up, something like that. Maybe, don't give anything, don't do anything you can't afford, obviously. Don't ask for anything ridiculous like crickets, like a cricket machine or a computer or a PlayStation. I'm talking like, little stuff, little craft supplies. Just do what you can, no obligation. And it's not like a thing where, don't hold me responsible. If somebody says they're going to send you something and they don't come at me, because you guys are going to do this through the comments. I just thought it would be kind of fun. I mean, obviously, if you don't like giving your address out to somebody, don't participate. You could put your Christmas list and then say, but I'm not interested in giving my address out. I'm just sharing my list. You could do that. Also, if you do put your Christmas list in, make sure, you state what country you're in, just in case somebody wants to send you something and they realize maybe that you're overseas and they can't afford to send overseas. So make sure you put, if you're from USA or Canada or, Europe or somewhere in Europe or whatever. So make sure you put that. Make sure you put your email address. Make sure you put your email address if you want to participate, so that the person that wants to send you something, can reach you. And make sure you check your email and make sure you respond to them, because they might, and you can make it a surprise. Like, you could tell them, that's why I said semi-secret Santa, because like if you see something on somebody's list that you have and you want to send them, you can email them and say, I have something that you might like that's on your list, and you don't have to tell them, kind of thing. And you can send it to them, I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of fun, because I was like thinking, like, let's share our Christmas list. So I'll share my Christmas list. You guys don't have to participate with me. Like, you don't have to send me anything. I don't care. I just figured in the comments, you guys can do it amongst yourself. I mean, that would be fun. Like, for instance, I was writing down my Christmas list, and I was like, well, Shannon knows this because I asked her about it too. I was like, where do you get those at? Twinkling H2Os. Those are they're like a watercolor paint. Twinkling H2Os. I love those. I want those. Dilutions, paints and sprays, those type of things. There's a Spellbinders die called Painted Lady, and it's like one of those houses, those Victorian houses. Winkastellas. I'd never ever even heard of Winkastellas until like a month ago, and then I see everybody using them. I love them. Prismacolor pencils. There's some stamps that I like. One of them is I think it's a Tim Holt stamp, and it's called Steampunk Gents, and then there's Steampunk Ladies, and there's another one called Correspondence. There's another one called Crazy Birds, and there's another one called Time Travelers. I think they're all Tim Holt's. Good gel pens, and some of those FW inks. They're like the inks with the little, droppers. And I think they're FW is the brand. I see people with them all different colors. So stuff like that. And then general stuff. I like lace. I love vintage ephemera. Any kind of vintage magazines, vintage ephemera. Which, love that type of stuff. Shabby chic. I like steampunk. You guys know what I like. But, that's what I mean. That could be like an example of a Christmas list that you could post. I like pink. I like poodles. Stuff like that. So I figure if you guys want to, and I'm going to participate too as far as sending stuff. I'm going to go down the list, and maybe I'll have something. I think, it could be a little thing. It doesn't have to be, I don't have a lot of money at all, because right now with my medical bills and me being out of work as much as I was and all this and hoopla. But I mean, if somebody said, hey, I like I love stickers, or I love a couple, I like lace. I can send a little envelope with some lace in it. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? If you don't have a lot of money to buy something. I just thought it would be kind of fun, because then you never know, you might get something. Don't expect anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect. It's just for fun, and it would be kind of cool, because everybody likes to get gifts at Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And we're all crafty, and we all kind of know the stuff. If I ask, none of my friends are really crafty. I don't have any close crafty friends. I'm single, so I don't have a spouse who's going to buy me things. And so my friends don't know what if I say I want Winkastella, they're going to go, Winka, what a who? So, it's kind of fun if we do this between us, because we all know what we're talking about. If somebody says, I want this, it's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. I might have that, So we can share our stashes if we have stuff. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that even, I don't know. Is it stupid? If you don't think it's stupid, then start posting your Christmas lists, and with your email address and what country you live in, and let's see what happens. And, obviously you're posting at your own risk, because, you got to give the person your address, but you kind of know obviously if some strange, person that's YouTube channel looks like, they're not a crafter or something, obviously be like, okay, no, I'm not going to give you my address. But if it's, the crafty family, the people you see posting all the time, because mostly it's, I see the same people kind of posting, and I imagine it would be around the same people posting. And since my channel is kind of small, we can kind of get away with this right now. I don't know if we could do this every year in the future. What if I somehow, some way gain a lot of people? Then we probably can't do it. But right now we could take advantage of it, because I don't have that many people. And I don't know, it just might be something fun to do for the holidays. I don't know. So anyway, I just thought of that. I thought that would be kind of cool. Or, hey, I got another idea. You can just pick, let's say you don't have any supplies or money for supplies, but let's say I made this tag. Let's say you go down the list and somebody says their favorite color is pink. And hello, this is mostly pink. I could send this to them. So list your favorite color, because somebody could also just send you a card or a tag that they made, or an art trading card, or a pocket letter, stuff like that. So that could be an idea too. It doesn't have to be supplies. It can be, if you put what kind of colors you like and what kind of stuff you like, somebody could send you something like that. It doesn't have to be supplies or anything like that. So really, this can be really cool, actually, because it does, you know what I'm saying? This could be fun. We could just send each other stuff. I just think that would be cool. So yeah, just start making a list. I don't know. Have fun with it. Maybe I'll send this maybe I'll send this tag to somebody. See what I'm saying? Maybe this would be fun. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just have fun. Let's try it and see what happens. So anyway, yeah, so start making your list and checking it twice. Don't make it so long that it's like really hard to read. Kind of keep it at a bullet list so it's easier for people to read. So like just make your list. Don't make a lot of explanation unless you really have to, but make your list. This is the type of stuff I like. This is my favorite color. I live in Canada, and here's some things that I would like for Christmas that are not very expensive, you know, like under 15, you know, under, let's say $15 or under, you know, maybe even cheaper. These are some things I'm looking for. This is the type of stuff I like in general, so that in case somebody can't send you a supply, they can send you something you might like this. Or, you know what I'm saying. You get my drift. So let's try that. So anyway, that's all I got to say. I don't really have a craft. That was it. It's kind of like a Christmassy vlog. I don't know what the heck it is. But make sure you do what you love what you do, and be nice to everybody, and let's exchange some gifts. I think it would be fun. See you guys later. Mwah. Bye.